Kathy Vick, deeply awake. I've been silent, haven't I? Yes, I have, and for very good reason. I think that it's fascinating to watch this project proceed. It's certainly become more and more obvious to me as the years have passed that, there'll always be celestial triggers. There's always going to be some big thing that is the next big gateway or portal or whatever. Always. And so I never get too thrilled about, I get excited, totally. I totally get excited about little things like that and numerological events in the calendar and all that kind of thing, knowing full well there's always going to be more. But September, wow, has it been a wild month. And I realize sometimes just how significant this shift is for everybody. I do want to relate how wonderful it is to drive. I enjoy driving so much, and some of my readers and viewers know that. And I do fully channel. I just kind of, I'm in the choir now again. Man, it brings me such happiness. So I listen to the CD and learn my part when I'm driving. But there are days when I get in and the music goes on and then the hand goes out. Boop. Dear one, we have some things to tell you now. So, you ready? We got your attention? Things like that. And then the instruction begins. Now, I know that some people don't understand that. And they might think it's weird and stuff. That's fine. That's fine. But the guidance that I have is in real time, and it is state of the art as far as I'm concerned. Holy crow. So I'm doing okay. And that's been something that I have had to convince myself of the last couple of months. But yeah. What I'm finding is that the object lessons are profound, and they're the icing these days. And they're like Facebook memes come to life. I know the stuff that I am now embodying. I know it. Anybody who reads my work knows I know it. Living it, being convinced of it, and not being able to see alternatives as easily, not as easy. What do I mean by that? Oh, I don't know. I think that it's a matter of peeling away an old consciousness, peeling away or dropping an old way of being. And is that easy work? No. No. It's taken me a lifetime. Straight up. This is my job. This is my work. So I knew that this was going to be a free-form kind of a tape, and I have been doing videos here and there, but I have not been publishing. It just hasn't been time. I like it when there's a restructuring that is, and I like that I trust my process. There are times when it is a matter of survival that I speak. And there are times when it's a matter of survival that I remain silent. And what I mean by survival, it's an energetic kind of thing. And either you understand about it or you don't. Either you get it or you don't. Some people is lost on. That's fine. There are others who are more energetically adept. And so I do want to talk a little bit about the energetics, because things have changed dramatically. Just dramatically. How available assistance is. And I mean real assistance. When it comes to understanding something or having release and resolution, coming to peace with something, it's available. It's a matter of asking. It's a matter of figuring out what it is that you want. And so I want to talk a little bit about suffering, because I've gone through it's been exquisite. Oh, the pain and the longing and the sadness and all the breakup feelings, but like on steroids, because this was no ordinary love. It just wasn't. And to be able to find peace has been just phenomenally difficult. And so the other day, I'm driving in a maelstrom of emotion, once again, really much from beginning to night. And just clear as day, I understood some things. I understood in a flash. Well, I was asked some questions. And it wasn't in an accent, although I could certainly affect one if you'd like. But the question was, so it was more of a revelation of, who is the only one keeping the pain within that I experience, this constant pain? Who is keeping it alive? Do 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 do. Okay, here's another question. How long? How long? If I'm the only one keeping it alive, because I have no idea what the other person is going through. It's sort of the agreement. So I don't know. So if this is the pain, then obviously it's a setup that's ongoing. The only person who's got control over it is me. So how long am I going to be miserable? That's all. Carry on. And it changed a lot of things. That was a little while ago. We all know that this is true, right? The point of power is in the present. The only person who's in charge of this is you. Yeah, great. Okay, super. But when do you become absolutely convinced of the truth of that and the power that it implies? It's been fun. So although I still do, I was walking out of this really amazing event that I participated in, and I want to talk about that real briefly. But I'm walking out, and I'm realizing, oh yeah, okay, wait, this is the time. Whenever I'm walking away from an event that just blew my mind, and I'm feeling like a better person, a different person, somebody who's had God just sort of breathe through them, and it's like, oh, it is a brand new day. Wow. There is a brand new reality, and it's right here, and it's embodied in other people. Oh, this is the cue. This is when I get sad. This is when I go through my spiel that I'm not walking next to someone, and we're not chatting, and we're not, going to next drive to the restaurant and then go home and have sex. This is when I get sad about that. And I looked up at the clouds, and I smelled the fall air, and I thought, well, I don't really think I want to do that. I'm pretty happy walking alone right now. I mean, in this moment, it's a pretty nice moment, and I'm solo, so I want to be okay with that. This is big, guys. Maybe it's because I was brought up very traditionally in the, by people who drank the 1950s Kool-Aid very deeply. Thank God they did. Thank God that there was an American dream to actually believe in back then. And thank God I got to participate in it. However, that dream is, it's on life support. And, things that are dying are oftentimes kind of violent. So it's a dying reality. It's a dying reality. So, in any case, what I'm finding is a shift, because I had really felt Like, looking back on it, like I was just criticizing everything. Nothing is quite right. I don't like anything that I'm seeing. Nothing is right. To a place of just this different. Not realizing full well that what's inside is outside. So perhaps I'm feeling better within, you think, and have less argument with what's outside. But part of it is having removed from my reality things that I had great arguments with and could not resolve. And then deciding whether I'm going to revisit that every single day. And deciding that the answer to that is a resounding, no, I think I'm done. I'm done. And so it's a good thing. But I do understand. I was driving on the highway and I suddenly got in a flash. I really enjoy being in my little metal pod and being surrounded by other people in their metal pods. And each of us at the wheels of our pods are in the full belief that what we're going to, what we're doing, what we're engaging in is, of course, the most important thing. And or the worst thing in the world that we're going to, or whatever. But it is definitely, the hero's journey. And so, anyway, we're all driving around thinking that our life is the most important one. And it dawned on me, holy moly, there is not one person on the face of this planet who isn't going through significant, profound, deep shifts. It is not possible. Now, whether they understand what's going on and that it's on time and requested on a soul level and totally understood on a soul level, agreed upon or not, don't know. And those who really don't, they're not able to respond in kind to what's being asked, which is a refinement of consciousness, really. And the status quo is what is necessary to remain comfortable, to remain intact. Then, there are status quos that even the status quos are morphing. I have one person in my life who has a totally functional married relationship, a totally functional financial situation, and her pursuits are in alignment with her soul. So she's kind of a role model for me in many respects, because her relationship is it's singular and it's alive and it's verdant and it's over 20 years old and it's awesome. So I see her and even she is going through big changes within. And so I think that some of these changes are so deep and cellular, and either you are okay with that or you're not. And we're being asked by our reality to change. So what's been coming through on the tapes and what I'd like to include is this idea that, because I find that my behavior is changing really significantly. And it's not so much a change as it is just me relaxing. Again, just sort of removing the overcoat or peeling away the silliness, the shyness, the self-recrimination for being quiet, certain things that I have made really hard for myself, like socially, and just ways that I've seen myself that just they don't apply. They're old. And I just don't, they're not my definition anymore. That's what's falling away. The limitations. And being given opportunities to see others who are deep in limitation and them vocalizing the reasons why they can't do wah, wah, wah. When you can see that they are so invested in their blocks. Well, thank you very much, mirror. I get to see other people struggling, and I can see then how I struggle to let go of definitions that were me. They were, even 6 months ago. but they feel clunky. And they never were very productive or adaptive or helpful. And what is helpful is this cheerful, friendly, mildly, off-puttingly sweet and open, loving individual who I have become, who kind of just throws people, because I just don't function the way that other people do. I love, and I'm very quiet all at once, very guarded with certain people, and it's all an energetic dance. It's just a very weird energetic dance I do. And energetics is become even more important to me. So let me talk about what I did today. I went to the 100,000 Poets for Change kickoff. And I was sitting there thinking, dang it, I should have asked my friend Diane. She's who I knew someone should have been here with me, and I couldn't figure out who it was, and I asked people and no one could show up, and it was Diane. So I gotta let her know that there are more activities. But oh my God, all these connected, beautiful, conscious, awake, aware individuals who are female-centric or honoring a woman. Oh, it was so fantastic. And there are times, guys, when you're grappling with all the shit, right? All the shit that has weighed you down, that you've bought into for whatever reason, to get along, or because it just seemed to be a good idea at the time, or whatever. And then something is presented to you that feels so good, and you recognize as yours, but it's brand new, and you don't know how you're going to get it again. I need some more of this. How did this even fall into my lap? Well, guess what? That's your soul saying, you've been so cool, and we see you're ready. So here's an experience that's going to show you that your limitations are simply your limitations, and there's so much more you can have. Boom. Isn't that what we live for? It's what I do. Why would I want to just plod through life, living day to day to day, thinking about bills and thinking about how I have failed so and so and so and so, and how I'm just not really measuring up as a person. Well, that's really fun. Golly, sign me up for more of that. Or put myself in a new situation and found myself surrounded with future collaborators. Whee! And it was up to me. I didn't have to roll out of bed. I didn't have to find a thing. But it's intuition, and willingness and intention and doing it. It's kind of hard to do something that you don't believe is possible, right? And I really was at a place many times in my life where I thought, well, this is as good as it gets. It doesn't get better, and it's not that great, but this is all I'm capable of, and I'm going to have to just get used to this. Whew. Very heavy and dark, and it's just not true. It's a matter of asking for the next step and then actually making the effort, because you actually believe it's possible that things could get better for you, and that maybe investing in suffering is not the way. So I am going to do next a talk on ascension, because I'm at this event, and I'm seeing at one point there's a beautiful And it's not a quartet, it's 3 instruments, whatever that is, triad, doing beautiful, it sounded like polka music, but it was, I don't know, it was tango music. And she's reading the Rubaiyat. It's just, and there's nothing, you can't look at your phone, and there's nothing you don't read. You just sit there and emote. And I'm thinking, some people spend their whole day making music or, I don't know, talking to others about their feelings, or, I don't know, doing amazing things like that. And artists, isn't the idea to sit and feel? And here we are, presenting beautiful poems to each other so that we can incite, invoke, enhance our realities and our feeling states. This was, artists. Whenever I'm around artists, I feel like I've finally come home, as if there's ample justification for me being as I am, and I really never had to apologize or explain a goddamn thing. I'm just fine. And my expression is dandy. But what is it? I'm sitting there thinking, what is it? All of these people know what time it is. They all know. There's a shift going on. Hell, this year's event is subtitled The Quickening. Come on. And I've always been at the tip of the spear. And suddenly I'm feeling like the dunce at the back of the class who hasn't produced a very good project. Because I haven't been asked to speak. And here's all these people who are very well moneyed. And they know what time it is. And they are actually making contributions that I can't even begin to comprehend, because I've been stuck doing nursing for all this time, doing this other thing. So I'm sitting there thinking, so what's my contribution? What do I do? Well, we all know that part of this is just being. The idea is to just be. And simply by being who you are, that's the whole point. It's the things that you do naturally, normally, involuntarily, automatically, that others might find quite stunning and very unusual. And I've been getting that message again and again and again and again. That, it's just the stuff that I find repugnant or dumb or whatever. Oh, come on. Other people may not see it. They might find other things repugnant, but they may not. But this judgment, the criticisms, the picking at, I've gotten such help. What a wonderful finishing school I've been in. And I feel like my soul is so much lighter now. I feel like I've really been able to drop some things. So to end, I'm going to talk to you about in my active training, and I referenced this in a tape long ago, but in my active training with the teachers, there came a time when I was playing with my body shape, and I really wanted to get skinnier. And so anyway, I had a stack of clothes that were from Sears that I bought, and I thought that they were really gross looking, but I bought them. They were smaller, and I was supposed to be really thrilled about it, but I got them home, and they were dumpy. And then I got a bag of my sister's cast-offs, because she'd gotten skinnier, but she was slamming, and she gave me her slamming cast-offs. So I put on my Sears clothes, and they fit, and they were about size 16. And then I laid them on the bed. And then I put on my sister's clothes, and they fit. And they were like size 14. I thought, that's really weird. So then I put them on both again, and then I laid the Sears clothes down, and then my sister's clothes on top, and there was like a gap. You could tell that physically my sister's clothes were physically smaller than the Sears clothes, and yet they all fit very comfortably. So I went to the teachers and said, what the fuck? What the hell is going on here? And they said, well, Your body it responds to your thoughts. And when you are ready to drop your old body shape, you'll drop it like an old overcoat. It just won't be an issue. It just... And that stuck with me. And that phrase has been coming through. Because I really feel like this peeling away, or this dropping of old patterns, old expectations, all of that, that's what this is. It's a dropping away. It's a peeling away. It's a saying goodbye to... And I do think that there was a great deal of grief that was going on. And some of that might have been seen as that suffering that I was experiencing, and the sadness that I was experiencing. And I was grieving a lifetime. And saying goodbye to very, 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 very closely held beliefs, desires, expectations, and this white-hot sort of disappointment that I've always walked with, that I had been abandoned by my God, that the things that I've valued most in this world I have not been given, and I didn't deserve that. And what I need now is the love that I have been so eager and expert at giving this lifetime. And so this next part is about receiving. It's about softening. And it's about being open. And of course, that requires not being defensive. And that requires not being in a lot of pain. So, there you go. I do believe that when all is said and done, my wheelhouse, yes, I'm a novelist, I'm an essayist, I'm a speaker, I'm a channeler, a tarot reader, I'm a healer, a medical intuitive, an energetic person. I have a lot of gifts, sure. But I think that the most important thing is being at peace. The rest is just expression. And I have no fear about this fear of being alone. It's just, I think it was the abandonment stuff of feeling dropped down here and abandoned by God. And I tend to see God in my most profound relationships and lovers. And so it's an intense experience for me to have friendships and relationships and such. But even that, I think, has lost some of its charge, because that same lesson of so. How long are you going to keep this up? It's up to you. How long you want to be sad? How long? Decisions were made. They may not have been decisions that are that feel like a hug. But you know what? Such is life. And life goes on. And it's not a fake smile. And I just couldn't see that I could ever have as much joy as I'd had. And of course, that's what every 11-year-old does the first time they break up. I think it's just standard thing. And in this case, for me, if you're going through the kind of changes I'm going through, whew, man, we're talking sound deep. This is the deep stuff. But that's why I've been quiet, because there is a lot of deep stuff that has gone on, and it deserves to be honored with quiet, with reflection. Because if I'm feeling better if I'm feeling better, you better believe I'm going to keep that quiet. I'm going to shut it down until I know for sure that it is something I can't fuck with. It's still good. It still keeps coming. Regardless of how I behave or what I do, the good stuff keeps coming, and that's what's happening. It's astounding. Energetically, what's going on is it's a beautiful time to be alive. I do want to do a channeling, and I do want to do a talk about ascension, because it's important to me that some of this is tied together in that way. It's my contribution. That's my wheelhouse. I got trained in it 20 years ago. I think that probably and then I've studied it ever since, so I think maybe I need to cop to that being something that I know a thing or two about, for what it's worth. So that's my check-in. Golly, I hope that you're having a really amazing September. I feel like August was really a ramp up, and then September, phew. I'm really looking forward to the 27th. 26 to 29, big package waiting there. I don't know anything more than that. We'll talk about it later. Have a great rest of your weekend. Namaste.